Hi, it's Joey, and today I'm going to be watching Titans Season 4, Episode 6, Brother Blood. This is the mid-season finale, and it's come around so quick, and I'm not happy about it. I'm also very stressed and very, very excited. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction and all of my reactions to Titans on my Patreon, and let's go! Okay. Okay, if you're not okay. That's one way to change your hair.
You weren't gonna kill him?
No. Which now means the end of the world is on me.
No, it does not.
I know this is like none of my business and there's a lot going on right now, but I think that's why the Lazarus pit, when I was sucking up all the nightmares.
Did she see Dick's vision as well?
Dick saw. It was pretty much exactly like yours.
Oh my god.
I don't know if he's talked to you about this.
No, he hasn't.
Well, now you two need to talk about it. There's probably more important times to do it, but you know, I'm okay with us taking some time out of the episode. What is happening to him?
What's happening to me?
You're transitioning.
Oh, he's still
I came
fighting.
with you to stop you from killing my friends.
Oh, he's trying so hard to be a good person.
If it has,
We're fucked. The whole world is fucked.
We gotta still believe there's a chance.
We have no other
Chance to
choice.
save him.
Yes, anything less is a failure.
So what's our move?
Something happened to your head.
It did.
Grab a seat.
Has he had a personality transplant?
We've got a demon to stop.
Connor. Find a you that is, I mean, if this is him, I will support him. But he needs to find a him that isn't forcing himself to be either one of his parents.
It's time for her and the kid to go bye-bye. She's on high alert. It's too dangerous.
This isn't
We
you,
need to find a way to
Connor.
bring Sebastian back without a head-on battle.
There's an old saying, Richard. He who doesn't learn.
Jesus
from history
Christ.
is,
Lex Luthor's come to
Oh
town.
yeah. I'm not complaining. Shit happens.
Connor.
Sometimes people die.
Connor needs to be
We're
benched.
not killing Sebastian.
I like that kind of math.
Connor, find a you that is you and not one of your fathers. Oh god. Sweetheart, did he push himself too far? Is this the red communicating with him? Sweetheart, what's happening to you? It's gonna be okay.
All the way back yet, are you? Looks like you're not all the way back yet, are you?
And he just walks past. Connor, snap out of it. Though I also want to give him a hug. Both of them need hugs. I think Connor would accept it right now. Gar, go and talk to someone, okay?
You understand, don't you?
It's not very kind to shove one kid out for another. Especially when that kid is also sort of struggling a bit.
Not a weakness.
Sebastian, stay strong now.
It'll basically erase the illusion that the moon's turning red. No blood moon, no blood ritual. Okay, everyone, listen up.
I mean, it's not the worst idea we've ever had.
All satellites beyond 249.3 degrees
Connor needs
east,
someone to talk to
all the way
him.
up. Kind of busy, Richard. We're down to 1 hour, 46 minutes.
Please don't call me Richard.
You actually prefer Dick?
The last person to call me that was Lex Luthor. And then he sent 6 ninjas to kill me and Tim, so yeah, I actually prefer Dick.
There are other short forms of your name as well, my love.
You know, if he were trying to kill you, he would have rigged the room with explosives. That's what I would have done. If
Look, this part of you being inside of you, fine and valid, but Connor, you choose who you are.
kill you. An hour ago we thought you were dead. Why don't you take some time?
no time. If we don't reposition these satellites now, we miss our chance.
Oh, you kind of need to wait for him to hit rock bottom.
By the way, how's your non-confrontational let's just sneak Sebastian out the back door of the temple while May Bennett's looking the other way plan going?
Hey, Dick. I have an idea.
It's going great. Thanks for asking. If only there was a computer that could predict in time and space exactly where a disorganized person would reorganize.
And had the ability to control the reorganization.
Right down to the very last atom.
Okay.
We do. You're welcome.
I'm still stressed about this plan, but okay.
Where's Espen?
It is so wild to me that they've cast Joseph Morgan to play someone 20 years younger than he is.
Hang back a sec. I have Mr.
as find your spot in basic programming.
Because he felt threatened that a kid knew more than
Trying to
him.
help.
Petty adults. Doesn't mean you need to destroy the world.
This can't be happening.
But it is.
Oh God.
The pain of his transition.
You even want your powers back? Because if you don't, that is okay. I'll never tell.
It is okay as well.
This is insane.
Compared to what? 2 hours ago, I was inside his stomach trying to kill a ghost snake.
And 2 hours before that, we were fighting zombies.
And I kissed Bernard.
Big night for everyone.
We don't have
I
all
love the
night.
well, not the high five, the fist bump.
All satellites orientation complete.
Okay, is this enough? Or does the illusion, like, Blood Moon is over. Is it too late?
There's no natural way this can be happening.
Mm-hmm.
Hack into the LexCorp server.
Yeah, but I was thinking more about us.
I suppose right now Tim feels like it's a downtime. We've done it. The moment, like, we have time to talk about things.
Oh, tiny bow staff that you barely know how to use.
Why don't you ask that snake if I know how to use it?
Oh, well, maybe I will. Oh, but I can't, can I? Because you killed it, didn't you? My hero.
I'm gonna have to go fight with them.
As long as it's later.
After training. That's the point of training. You're brilliant and talented, but... Oh God, Gar?
You okay?
My God, did he just have a vision of the future? Of like something crumbling in the temple? Thank you for noticing, Corey.
So good. No, I'm okay.
Hey, do you want some company?
Yes. Oh.
It's okay. It's been happening to me all day.
That's not a good thing. That doesn't make it okay. Go with him, Corey. Why is he out here alone and struggling?
You seem restless. Go to the red.
What?
When the
What?
tower splits in half, when you see it happen, take yourself to the red. Do you understand? Do not forget this.
How does he do that?
All of life, everyone and everything. It depends on you, Garfield Logan.
And you are more than capable, but this is a huge burden for my sweet boy.
Sorry.
What is happening?
Rational thought.
I gotta be honest, Connor, I'm starting to get a little concerned about you.
Why?
Me too.
Because I'm winning so hard?
Leather jacket, the bald head. I get it, you're changing, you're growing. That's all good. Just trust me, you don't want it to happen too fast.
I stop worrying about my best player and just take the win.
You're not the
This
only
isn't
one to ever have
you.
to go through this. Me, Corey, Rachel, Gar. We've been there. We've all had to fight a battle with our dark side.
Exactly what I've been saying.
This isn't my dark side.
It's not a very nice side.
This is the side that's looking out for me. Maybe that's why you don't like it.
There's a difference between looking out for yourself and being a dick. No offense, sweetheart. Being a horrible person to everybody else.
Done here?
Point of origin? Huh? Where did
This was his plan. To figure out where the temple is all along, right? Right?
State Road 19 near High.
He's going by himself.
Thank you.
And now with you designing your own game, I thought maybe it would be inspirational.
Oh, he didn't act well because of the bad memories associated. But it's not your fault, it's childhood trauma.
Look,
You needed a lot of help.
trying to make this easier.
I don't know what's
I
happening.
can't do this anymore! I'm sorry.
Yeah, just go.
Sorry.
Yeah, you pushed people away because you were scared. Doesn't mean you need to now destroy the universe.
Because I
Or
knew
the
she
world.
would.
Take up the cudgel and do it for them, that's a sin.
Jesus Christ.
Every single one of your followers knows your greatness. They will never
They don't know him in the slightest. They've never met him
don't know
before.
that you're lost.
So they know an idea of him.
Pledge our eternal devotion.
Jesus Christ. How? How? Have they been following him his whole life? Or have they got Is it just something about him that's got all these people here?
I do.
If you go all out, it'll consume you.
Oh God. But I don't like the sound of that.
Just wanted to say thank you.
For what?
She is a lot nicer than she maybe
Either
seemed
way,
at the
I'd say you
beginning.
got your $5 million.
Yeah, of course. But
She's
I have to admit,
a better person than she pretends to
hanging out
be.
with you these past few days,
I'm stressed. This is obviously not going to work. Is Connor going to be the one that disrupts it, or is the plan just going to fail, or is he already going to have done the ritual? When the tower falls.
The pleasure.
How did that feel?
What is happening? Magic is happening.
growing like leaf shoots.
Can you imagine Connor could have just told them where he friggin' is? Yes, Connor is there.
I thought we wanted to avoid a head-on confrontation.
We did, but now they have Connor.
There's one more.
One you had too, sir.
You and me. I had it too. Why didn't you tell me?
His eyes.
I don't know.
I didn't think it could be true.
It's okay. It's like you said, to hell with visions.
You need to talk to her when we're not in mortal danger about this, sir. Because I don't think he believes he deserves that kind of future or life, or that she would want it with him.
Car, we get in, get the boys, and get out. Understood?
It's still so weird to me that Joseph Morgan is playing someone who referred to as a boy. I'm sorry. Yeah, you wait there like a good little angel.
The time for transformation is finally here.
Sebastian, stay strong. I know you won't, but please do.
Drink from the blood.
She's manipulated him. All of his weak spots. Sebastian, we are here to save you. Very frightened about the prophecy right now. And the idea of a cliffhanger terrifies me. Rachel's powers! Whoa.
Rachel.
I have no idea.
Nope. She's embraced them this time.
I have to admit, as welcomes go.
What's that, love?
This is going too well.
Can't hear you.
Oh my god. She wasn't frozen.
Not again.
Not again, has she... This happened before? I liked her. This is who you're working with, sir. Do not continue. I know she manipulated you, but...
I got this.
her power is a lot lighter than it used to be.
Sebastian, come on, please, it's not too late. Please, Sebastian.
Sebastian, choose them.
Sorry, Rachel. I have to do this. Yes, I do.
No, you don't. This is the weakest you've ever been. You were not a weak person until now, when you gave in. Go to the road, go to the road. Are they all going to the red, or is he doing something to them? Well, now who's a weak, pathetic little man? It's you! I felt bad for you before. Or did he send them away? The harder choice is to keep fighting. I mean, this was inevitable.
My son. You're finally home.
Funny if he drowned. Do not end. So things could have gone better. Gonna start with Sebastian. I do feel sorry for Sebastian in the sense that he's had a pretty shit life, but he was not a weak, pathetic person until he gave in at the end. There were people who were all there fighting for him, fighting against this thing which is clearly evil because it's taking down someone you care about, you know, like fighting to try and be there for him. Rachel was going to stay by his side for forever. She even referred to him like as though he could join the Titans. Like, you know, this life on the Titans is like this, you'll see. You know, he had people that were going to be there for him. He didn't have to be weak and alone or whatever, like, but he gave in to the easy choice of becoming a super powerful person so you can lord it over other people. That is the moment he lost his soul, and that is the moment that he truly became weak and pathetic. Yes, he literally got powers, but in terms of like the ways that matter, he became weak. The other person I'm extremely stressed for in this episode is Connor. Obviously, we kind of saw Connor, after the stresses he's gone under, I think suffer a mental break. Now, yes, he has the Lex Luthor part within him. That is fine. That's always been there. And I do think he's been under a lot of pressure his entire existence to be Clark, you know, to be Superman too. And he doesn't need to do that either. He can find a median version. He can be between the two. He doesn't have to be one or the other. But I think we've seen his instincts are good, and his instincts are kind, and his instincts are to help people. And I don't think he was forcing that. I don't think he was putting that on, because those were his instincts before he even really knew anything about who he was. So seeing him that kind of cold and calculating and just not really valuing anybody around him but himself was not fun. Well acted, but not pleasant. And, you know, the way he kind of just devalued the whole team, and then he was like, well, no, Richard, I'll call him Dick at that point, I'm not, like, I am finally putting my start looking out for myself. You don't like that. If that was the case, you know, sure, we would all support you, yes, but we've only ever wanted, like, in the previous episode, I know Connor was unconscious, like, Dick made the point of being like, God, you do not have to do this. Whenever Connor wants to go and risk himself in some stupid way, Dick is like, no, protect yourself, don't do that. Our Titans family do care about each other and do not want people to always put themselves second and, like, make themselves suffer to make everyone else happy. And so it breaks my heart to see Connor go to this extreme. Hopefully the consequences of that, i.e. him rushing in blindly, will mean that he fucked up the plan. If it's anybody's fault this has happened, and it's no one's fault other than Sebastian and Mother Mayhem or whatever, you know, like, it's not actually Connor's fault. But if he wants to look at things the way, with his analytical brain, if he had said, okay, my plan worked, I know where they are, they're at this location, then they could have done a teleport thingy-majig before any of that happened. The Titans wouldn't have had to travel there. They would have got Sebastian teleported, and assuming the teleportation worked, we would have got him. But regardless, he would not have drunk the drink and gone all evil. Connor fucked up the plan. But I also think he's going through a lot right now. So my hope is that the fact that he kind of, his ultimate Lex Luthor-iness led to a very Lex Luthor hubris and overestimating his own abilities and his own plan being so much better than everybody else's, will hopefully mean in the next half of the season we see him figuring out who he is, where he doesn't have to be little mini Superman, and he's not a mini Lex Luthor either. He is Connor, and he can be Connor Titan. I don't know, pick whatever surname you like if you really want one. You know, he is himself, and that is enough, and that is all the Titans want him to be. Yes, they give him the example of Superman, but that's just because Superman is a good person to try and vaguely emulate. I do think they've sort of, in some ways, put a lot of pressure on him, or at least he feels that pressure that he has to be Superman, but he doesn't, and I hope we do see that with Connor going forwards. As fun as it was to see him strutting around being Lex Luthor, I really hope we see him by the end of this season, or at least beginning to, if not completely, beginning to figure out who he is. Does he always need to walk around with Clark's symbol on him? No, he doesn't. He can dress however he wants. He can find his own sense of style. He can find his own morals and his own, what he wants to do with his life. And if he decides the Titans isn't a fit for him, he could leave. Now, I want him to stay. I love Connor, and I really want to get to know him, who he really is, and I think it's going to be a lot closer to Clark than it was to Lex. But there's nothing wrong with having that kind of ability to calculate and that ability to kind of look at the situation and think, you know, I'm sure it crossed Dick's mind that if they just killed Sebastian, the problem would go away, but that isn't who we are. Then we have also talking about Gar. So the random person who kind of was talking to him, but then he wasn't really there, but then there was another person wearing the same outfit. Very confusing. Now this guy must be connected, I guess, to other skinwalkers and to the red, and Gar has gone to the red. So does that mean wherever the others have gone, I don't know what happened to them. That's the thing I do. Like, have they been? Did he just teleport them away? Did he take them to another plane of existence? Has he, you know? We'll find. But I'm assuming Gar is gonna be the only one not there because he's in the red, so he can help everybody else, and that's why the fate of the entire world depends on him going to the red. Gar is going through a lot right now, and I think it was really important for me and for him that Corey noticed. And Gar should be going up and telling them, but he feels like he doesn't want to be a burden on anybody. He doesn't want to tell them. He doesn't know what's wrong with him, and he assumes it's nothing, and he minimizes his own self-worth. But that isn't what they want. You know, that's the reason that Dick took him aside, to make sure he wasn't going to risk his life because he felt he had to. And so I love that moment where Corey was like, was there for him, and when he gave her that hug. I think our Titans, the family, is where this show truly shines. So hopefully in the red he can learn some stuff about himself, and he can figure out a way to get to wherever, to figure out what's happened to them and help them. Jinx, I mean, that moment where the conversation she had with Dick, where he was like, oh, I'll give you the money, and she was like, oh yeah, because it's about the money. Of course it is. And then he thanked, you know, it felt quite like, I guess looking back it felt final. At the time it just kind of felt like, I don't know, progression of her character, where she's beginning to realise that she does like doing good, and she does like making a difference and caring about people. Now the fact that when she was stabbed and died, she said, oh fuck, not again. Now does that mean she has died previously and she can come back to life? Or should we be saying, rest in peace, you were a fun character? She wasn't in it enough for me to be like sobbing over her death or anything, but I did really, really enjoy her character. When they first introduced her, I wasn't entirely sure, because I was like, that kind of person who's like, oh, I don't care about anybody else, I'm just in it for myself. If they stay that way, they're quite boring and one-dimensional. So I enjoyed the fact that we got to see that despite herself, she began to care about these people and about doing the right thing. Rachel has got her powers back, and now she is like an awesome white goddess. Very interesting. Her powers were both coming out in a different colour. It didn't change her hair colour. Is that kind of because when when her powers originally manifested, they were something that scared her? Her mother, I mean the woman that raised her, would lock her away because they were scared of these dark evil powers that were linked to this dark evil man. Whereas this time around, she's sort of chosen to have the powers. You know, magic is about intent, and her intent is, I want my powers because I like who they make me, I like that person, and I want to use them for good. So the powers look different. Is that a thing? Or will next season, will she just be back to regular Raven? But I did really enjoy that moment of her acknowledging that, yeah, she has always wanted to be normal, but now she realizes that that's not who she is, and she chose to have her powers back. So I did like that as well. Tim and Bernard continue to be very sweet. Bernard, if he was English, would be called Bernard, and that just doesn't have the same ring to it as Bernard, so I'm glad he's Bernard. They are very sweet, and I would not be opposed to seeing a whole lot more of Bernard, so that he and Tim can become a couple that I love as much as Dick and Corey, because they are very, very sweet. They have the makings of a very special couple. I just need to see more of them, and more of both of them, which I hope we'll definitely see more of Tim. Okay, so Dick and Corey. Rachel spies on people's private visions, honestly. No privacy with children these days. I love the fact that I almost feel like Rachel has kind of got this knowledge, and I think she probably everyone watching Dick and Corey to a degree is like, they like each other. I think Rachel and Co, I think they know they used to like spend some private adult time together. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure they do that. Like, they think they know that they enjoy each other's company, and I definitely feel like there's a part of that thing where you live in such a bleak time where the world is ending all around you, and you maybe want those people you love to acknowledge their feelings and own up to them, and to not leave things unsaid and waste time that could otherwise be spent together. I kind of got that vibe from Rachel to a degree, that like, she knows they both have the same vision, and then neither of them is acknowledging these feelings, and that if they would just get their heads together, they would both be happier, and therefore Rachel will be happy for them, in the same way that when Tim said he'd kiss Bernard, they were all happy for him, and like, Gar gave him the fist bump. And Corey confronted him. In that moment, the look on his face, the way his eyes like teared up, and then Corey was like, it's fine, yeah, we're gonna talk about it. And I don't think he didn't talk about it because it doesn't mean anything to him. I think he didn't talk about it because A, he probably thinks he blew his chance with Corey, or not even like blew his chance, but like, if she was interested, we'd be together now. Like, you know, we're just good friends and I don't want to ruin things, and she doesn't like me the same way. Also, it was a pretty traumatic moment. He was very much dead, and then he was in a Lazarus pit, and then he was alive. Like, it was quite traumatic. There was a lot of other stuff going on. But I think, like, how do you say, oh, hey, so I really like you and I had a vision that we had a daughter. It's a big conversation to have. But I kind of think, I guess, when Corey saw that vision, it probably brought up for her that thing of, like, those feelings you've been hiding. Yeah, they're there. You like this man. And so the fact that when he had that vision, he would have had a similar realization. She's probably thinking, well, why didn't you do anything about it? So I hope going forward we see them talk more about what they hope for the future in their relationship, maybe why Dick didn't bring it up. Is there any lingering trauma from, I mean, this man has slept with every woman he's ever met. It's a slight exaggeration, but I swear anytime anyone comes into this show, they're like, oh, we had a thing. He probably has some bad history with that, and just in general, I think we've seen a lot of emotional growth from Dick in this episode. Kind of like when he said, I like that he finally said to Connor, like, we've been through this darkness thing before, but maybe he's still struggling with figuring out what he can and can't have and what he deserves. And anyway, in general, I'm liking the fact that they're finally acknowledging my ship, and I just hope they continue to have this kind of communication and don't walk away from each other in the middle of the conversations anymore, and that maybe in the second half of the season we can see them starting to acknowledge this connection and just how deep it runs, because I love them so much. So I'm so sorry if I've missed something. I always like try and go through each character and each like big plot point, and then sometimes when I'm editing I'm like, oh my god, I didn't talk about this huge thing. Going forwards, obviously there's 6 more episodes to come in this season, and it better get a season 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have no idea how long we're gonna have to wait. I'm praying for January. I mean, I'll take late December, but I'm praying for January. But knowing the way these mean people with their half seasons operate, it could be so much later than that. But where the big questions I have obviously are, where did they go when they whooshed? Where did they go? Gar is obviously in the red, so hopefully that will mean he's gone there willingly as well, like he chose to go there, so hopefully he will get some answers and he will be able to feel more confident and sure of himself and help everybody. And just how far is Sebastian gone now? Is Trigon gonna come trotting out again? You know, there's just, where is the next half of the season gonna go? I'm so excited, I'm so scared. I love my Titans so dearly. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction, all of my reactions, on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.